Gutterball Frame, maybe coming out at you on a wonderful Thursday afternoon. I myself am a little sick, but we're still gonna crush this podcast out real quick before we get into the great topics. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. You want to get on Gutterball? DM us, email us, comment, let us know. Be a guest on Gutterball. We are searching for guests for our 100th episode coming up here pretty soon. We need y'all. Gutterball needs you. We're recruiting right now. Join the reserves. Join the army. Paul, what's up? What's new in your world? What's popping?
Not a whole lot, finally done editing all the photos from Norway. As we talked about, I got them processed. I posted them on social media, which was great. I just think in a way, like, I get social media is kind of cringe in a way of like, oh, people like looking for likes and clout and whatever. But I do kind of like showing like my family that, we have on like the East Coast and stuff, like, hey, this is what I've been up to. Like, this is what I've done. So I feel like social media is good in that way, because I'm gonna be real with you. There are not many families in the United States where they're spread out like that, where they talk regularly about stuff. And I think like that's probably the most powerful thing social media is good at, is just connection, family connection, and them just being able to see like what you're up to. But doing good otherwise. My face is breaking out like a Papa John's pizza here on my right side of my face, but that's to be expected. I mean, you have your ups and downs with the oily skin. I'm white, so it is what it is. But how about you, man? How have you been?
We got oily skin. That's a problem. I'm an oily motherfucker. I just kind of ignore them at this point. I don't get a lot on my face anymore, thankfully. But anyway, I'm doing great. I'm not bad at all. I got some things I want to talk about. Pretty excited about those. But other than that, same shit, it's different day. We're rocking, we're rolling. We're gonna jump right into the song of the week. I got nothing else to say. Paul, do you have a song of the week, or were you indifferent on that one?
Okay,
I wanted you to do yours first.
So my plan was to skip it, but I will just say it really quick. It's not really a song; it's a mix that I found on YouTube, and I've been listening to it after I work out. So on the drive home from the gym, or even when I get back, I have it on my Bluetooth speaker when I'm like cooking or taking a shower, and it's just kind of like a zen, like come down from all that exertion of energy. It's the from American Psycho. It's called Paul Allen's Mix, ambient jungle jazzy 90s drum and bass mix. It's on YouTube, and the YouTuber is Zorovian, Zorrovian, and it's just like a very like 80s like 80s 90s like synth and drum and bass, just like a super chill, like think of like the original Gran Turismo soundtracks or like old race car game soundtracks. It's basically that, but just meshed into one big like 45-minute mix of stuff, and I've been enjoying that.
No, that's cool. I listened to a little bit of that. You played. It's different. You always got some good atmospheric music. I don't know how you find all that type of stuff, but the Paul Allen mix, check that out. Let's see Paul Allen's card.
Yeah.
He can't
That's
handle
bone.
it. That's bone. He's fucking fuming. I love the backstory. Is they're like, yeah, we were like the prop department lead up to Christian Bale. We're like, so we're gonna do like these little drops to simulate sweating, and he's like, what do you mean? I just sweat on cue. You what? Oh, I just sweat on cue. I just do that. And he just does it. It's like, what the fuck? He's psycho? What an actual psychopath. I'm worried about that. Anyone that can cry on cue, you got to be worried about. You got to be wary of that person, because they're dangerous, right?
Do you think you can cry on cue?
No. Can't. I mean, cry on cue right now. You can't. Very hard to do.
I would need time. Like, it wouldn't be like immediately. Like, I feel like maybe I could do it, but I'd have to think of something really sad.
Really sad? I mean, is it sad as much as painful? What would make you cry faster? Something painful or something? Probably something painful. Because I don't know what you could do to me that's sad. But I can think of some things you can do to me as painful.
To me, like, I almost cried earlier today when I saw pictures of Dynamo.
Maybe you just have
my cat.
Pictures of Dynamo. Yeah, maybe they should show you that. You're telling me you'd cry or picture Dynamo or getting your fingernail pulled off? Which one are you going to cry first? Probably the fingernail, right?
Yeah, probably
You're gonna cry
the fingernail.
Yeah, right? I think if you did that to me, I'd be a really good method actor. I could get into the character.
Whenever I think of, I don't know, whenever I think of crying on cue, I always remember that. Do you remember that? What's that? The Gonzo SSM animation of Minecraft and the creepers crying?
No, yeah, after he just got, I can't say the R word, but yeah they're gonna flag us for that for sure.
I always imagine that creeper.
That's on YouTube right now. Yeah. That is foul. That video is foul, dude. Like, legitimately, it's fucked up.
He comes back and he goes, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" And he blows off and kills him.
I don't know who to root for in that story. It's like I don't like the creeper, but he's kind of an anti-hero at the same time. He's a creeper though, you know. But is it okay to sexually assault creepers? I don't know where the laws are for that.
Yeah, he gets like, he's like, bring me that ass, and he fucking grabs.
That's
He's like,
terrible.
oh god, no, yeah.
That's terrible. That's terrible. I can't believe that's a video. Yeah,
If you
no,
want to know what
that's
we're
bad.
talking about, go on YouTube and look up, like, I think it's like Minecraft parody animation Gonzo SSM or something like that. And
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
yeah, it's Gonzo. Everyone should know. He has a lot of good videos, like the Dead Space ones and the Halo Reach
Yeah.
series. Yeah, he had that game. Remember the turtle game where you shot the
Oh,
turtle
he
from the
launched a turtle.
cannon?
Yeah, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was cool. Anyway, back to song of the week. Well, I don't got a song of the week. I got an album of the week here. We're gonna do a little retrospective here. Maybe like a 5 to 10 minute segment where I break down certain albums that I like lately. And you guessed it, Paul. Guess what it is?
If it's a Rush album, I'm gonna throw
It's
you out the
Rush.
fucking window.
Presto, 1989, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a good album.
So it is. I don't even know you knew that one. So this album is important in a lot of reasons. So it was the bridge from Hold Your Fire, which came out in 1987, which primarily focused heavy on synths, less guitar work and less bass, more just more synth. That was the era, right in the 80s. And come 1989, Alex and fucking Neil sit down with Geddy and they're like, "You're done with the keyboards." This is exactly what they said. "Listen here, Geddy, you're done with the keyboards. We're gonna beat the fuck out of you." This is exactly what I swear to God. They're like, "You're no
Why?
more keyboards. You're done. You're out of here, buddy." Because Alex wanted to play the guitar and Neil was sick of keeping up with synths and like keeping the time signature with them because you have to be very precise when you have like cues for synths and stuff like that. So it's also very important. This was when Rush dropped Anthem Records, and this is their first record through Atlantic, which is what they pretty much use until their retirement. And most notably is they dropped their main producer. I'm blanking on his name, and they got a new one, Rupert Hine. Their old producer wanted to keep doing a synth era and didn't want more guitar focused, and plus they didn't get along very well. So he dropped that guy, grabbed Rupert Hine, which I think worked in the long run better for Rush because he kind of produced it and made them the best that they could. They worked really well together. Anyway, this album, I've been listening to it a lot lately. It's really good, man. Track to track, it's a banger. It focuses a lot on hooks and catchy rhythms. It's one of Rush's like first like cringe pop songs. They got one called Superconductor, which is about like just dancing with ladies, you know, being a man, you know, doing manly things. But anyway, listening to that a lot. It's been resonating with me the whole album, literally front to back. I think I listened to it like 3 times this week. It holds up really well. The Show Don't Tell and The Pass are the two like trending songs that they made on the radio from that album, which is cool. And I noticed it got platinum, gold, and silver in rankings. It got platinum in Canada and gold in the United States, and I think in South America it got
how did
silver,
they determine those rankings? Do you know?
It's about record sales and how many they sold. I have
okay.
the list here, I think, or maybe if I can find it.
So like say they got silver and
is.
they got platinum, that just means they're hitting each tier.
Yeah, apparently
like
in Canada, like 100,000 records is platinum, and in America, 500,000 is gold. So I don't know what the differentiation between that is, but I just realized I have something special too that I forgot I did have, which is up here. So Rush, they'll release archive items, so stuff that they dug up from, like old shit that they dug up from the past, and this is an original 1990 cassette pressing of The Pass and Presto from that era, which is really cool.
Damn,
I got
cool.
this. I just think it's cool because it's literally like it's straight from the 80s. It's not opened either, which I think is pretty neat. But yeah, Presto always holds a very dear spot in my heart. But look how cool they are. Look at that. That's the coolest Rush look right there. Come on, look at that. Look at Geddy and his button glass. That's sick. You can't even admit that's not dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll stop drowning on about Rush. But anyway, check out Rush's Presto 1989. One of the greatest albums.
Great
of all
album.
time.
I can attest to that. Yeah, that's a good one. My problem is when a band like them's been around so long and they got so many albums, unless I listen to them consistently, I always forget like which songs are on what album. So I don't want to
Mhm.
talk at all because I'll make myself look like
19.
an asshole. Yeah.
19 studio albums. So,
Yeah.
and
So
they're either all platinum or gold, which is pretty fucking impressive, I would
yeah.
say. But yeah, no, they get jumbled together.
When I first listened to Rush, I couldn't get into it due to Geddy Lee's voice, but then it grew on me.
Hmm. I will never forget hearing Roll the Bones for the first time while Max was detailing his car. This was probably when I was 10 years old, and hearing Getty's voice and being like, oh, a woman singer? This is disgusting. And that was my first introduction to Rush. And then I realized, boy, did I soon realize that. Fucking, I'd never be the same after that. I think that might be the day I realized I was gay, too. I don't know. My correlates between I'm just kidding now. I'm just dunking on. No, I love Rush though.
Presto. Yeah.
Presto! Oh god. Yeah, no, you're right. You might be onto something there. Shit.
Fuck.
Shit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. No. But yeah.
I
Good
bring up
stuff.
the next thing.
Yeah. Pop it out.
Christmas. We talked about what we were looking forward to in Christmas last week, and now Christmas has passed, or any holiday anybody's celebrating out there, but we celebrate Christmas in the Phi household. How was your Christmas, Jack? Did you have a good time?
I did. I hung out with, I did do some of the family stuff too, but I hung out with some people I've been hanging out with, and that was cool. That was fun. I actually got to give gifts this year to people that aren't in my family, and like to the homies. Like I got one from James and Glenn and them. And normally I don't do that, but I felt like, I guess now maybe this year I'll give out some gifts. Not to
Yeah.
Paul, of course, not to my co-host at all. That comes later. I'm
No,
just kidding,
that's
but no, I'm
fine.
just being
I know what you
um,
mean. My thing is I used to always get my friends gifts for their birthday or Christmas, even if it was a small thing, but I would never get anything in return ever. Like
Yeah, I
even
don't.
the
I
next
don't expect
year's, and it's
anything.
just like, yeah, you kind of just gotta expect nothing. It is a nice gesture though when you do that for somebody.
Well,
Um,
I had so much. I just like giving. I guess giving gifts is my love language. I just had so much fun getting like shit for people. I'm like, oh, they're gonna like this, and that. Small
it is
things,
fun.
but
Yeah,
it is fun, and I don't expect anything back from any of them. You know what I mean? Money's tight.
yeah.
Um, tighten your belt. I just do it because I like to. But that was the first time, so this is a kind of a different holiday for me because I spent some money, did more holiday-esque things, I guess. But yeah, no, it was overall pretty good. And I fuck, holidays aren't over. We still got New Year's coming up, and I think
I
I'm gonna
don't
go out
care
to a
about
party for
that.
that one. Yeah, I don't really care either. It's
I'm
like I'll
gonna just
sleep through it.
enjoy my 3-day weekend and chill,
Mm, nice, yeah. No,
work
for real,
out.
for real.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty good.
No, so I guess I don't know. Like Christmas was good this year. It seems like it went so fast. Again, it's like one day for us. We celebrate on Christmas Eve. It was nice to be back up up north again, to see you guys, see the family. It was great. Oh, so I didn't even talk about this. This is gonna be a long segment, I think, because
Okay.
that Christmas weekend was kind of so I went up Friday. I spent all day Saturday from like 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. doing the front brake pads, rotors, and calipers on my car with Weston. And at the end of the day, I'm like, we got to take a break from this and come back at it tomorrow. So pads, rotors, calipers, that all went fine. And mind you, my brother Weston did a majority of the work. Like I paid him. He knows that shit. He's more, it's funny. I thought I was going to end up being the mechanic. He knows way more about that shit now than I do. He's just better versed. He has the tools. I
He
have some tools, but
he creeped up on me and just turned into a mechanic overnight. Seems like
yeah,
because not
yeah,
the whole beard and this the outfits. Because I don't
yeah,
talk to him very much. I'm just like, what
yeah.
the fuck?
Well, it's
No,
what he does
that's
now. He
cool.
works on
No, I
shit,
like
and
it.
but like he knows it better, and I would just fuck it up. Well, I PB blasted all the bolts, and all the bolts came out just fine. But where we really got stuck, dude, is bleeding the brakes. Okay, that's
Okay.
where like you make sure there's enough brake fluid in the line, but there's no air in the brake lines because if there's air, your pedal just goes to the floor. There isn't like
Mm,
pressure from the hydraulic brake fluid. So the
right.
pedal just kept going to the floor. And we even
Mhm.
drove it around. It was like you had like no brakes early in the
Oh,
front.
that's scary.
Like, and we were like, all right, bring it back in the garage. Let's see what's going on.
Mhm.
And
Slowly bring it back into
yeah,
the
yeah.
garage. You're
Well, that's the
creeping in.
thing is
Yeah.
like we only did the front and then we were looking it up and it's like, oh, well, when you just do the front, you also need to bleed the rear brakes because there might be
Mm.
air there. So we did, but there was no air in the rear brakes. And we're just like, fuck it. Let's come back to it tomorrow. We did some research. Next morning, I get over there. He already has the car up on the jack stands and the 2 front wheels off. He's like, Paul, I figured it out, I think, but we got to bleed him. And I'm like, let me guess. He found what I found last night was the calipers they sold us were not labeled left and right. They had the same part number. They looked the same. We had them mounted upside down. So like the bleeder screw, like they looked fine visually.
Yeah.
They look normal, but on the back side, the bleeder, which is where you, it's like this little screw that has a tiny pinhole in it. And that's where like you bleed the brake fluid out to get the air out.
Mm-hmm.
We just flip sides so the bleeder screw is on the bottom, because if it's on the top, air gets trapped at the top and then there's no pressure. Yeah. So he was like, and sure enough, we didn't have to bleed the rears. We just bled the front brakes. And at first it was like, damn, it is kind of soft. Like because you kind of need 2 people to bleed brakes. You can do it by yourself. It's kind of hard. But he's like, down there by the bleeder screw on one side and I'm pressing on the brake and then he tightens it to get all the air out. Mm-hmm. And yeah, sure enough, it's like, it still felt weird. But then, because this is the problem, Jack, is the brakes would feel stiff, and then when you turn the car on and the vacuum starts, then the pedal would go to the floor when we were having the problems. We're like, what the fuck? Well, that's what it was, and it just took us a few more pumps, and I was like, you know what we need to do, Wes? Because even after we bled the front after that and got the bleeder screws right, it still felt a little soft. I'm like, Wes, you know what we need to do? We just need to drive it, because you can't really tell when it's up on stands or like sitting there, like if it's actually going to brake right, like if you're going to have enough function in the pedal. And dude, I was getting so worried. I'm like, dude, we need to figure this out. Like I got to go back home in like a day. Like I can't bring it to a shop because it's fucking Christmas. And like, I was just like worried, and I was like starting to think like, oh, is there air trapped in the ABS module? Did I blow out my master cylinder pumping it too hard? Whatever. Anyways, we get in the car and drive it. It starts braking great. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude, let's go hit a gravel or a dirt road anyways, because the trick, you know how you can like trigger ABS by skidding? Like your brakes lock up? Well, we could, even though it was all wet outside and raining, my winter tires were too good. So we were going like 60 by UMD and slamming on the brakes and it like wouldn't kick in. So we went to that dirt road by up Vermilion there and we were going like 30, 40 and slamming on the brakes. And it did get, I think, a little air out of the ABS system because the brakes even got better. And sure enough, the brakes were done. So I spent the majority of that. And then we finished at Christmas Eve morning. It took us like an hour when we, once we went in the morning, and that was nice. We had a majority of the day left. And then, but that day before we took a break from working on the car and I went and looked at the house again, with Ben. The house looks good. He agrees, needs a few things here and there. Nothing super serious. If it's in the price range I think it's going to be worth it. So we're still looking good on the house, and Dad got to see it too. And it was so funny. I know Dad might listen to this, but it was so funny because Ben's just like, Dad's in there talking to the husband, just bullshitting, like not even doing anything. He's like, oh, that's a nice table. Like he's not even helping me figure out like what's wrong with the place really. It's so fucking classic Dad and Ben's like, yeah, like this might be a problem at some point, or like this looks good. Ben was like poking around, actually like doing things, and Dad's just like, I like this color on the wall or some shit. Oh my God. Yeah. It's just funny. But
that,
but also like, because Dad's just positive, like he just really wants me up there. And but it was nice. So he did point out some things, but he's also very eager. Like Dad's like, oh, I'm gonna help you do this, that, and it's like, okay, slow your roll. That's all money here. We need to wait a little bit until I get into that. But yeah, the only few things we found is like there's a few outlets in the living room that still don't have a ground, so we're gonna immediately fix that. And then I guess so there's one bathroom that's finished. It used to be a closet. And when they did the bathroom, they had literally cut a freaking structural joist in half in the basement. Like what holds the house together.
Is that good?
One board. There's a chunk missing about this big. So we can put like a steel plate there and whatever, or extra wood on each side and fix that. But he was just the owner, or he seemed to know more than his wife. And he was just like, the inspector's probably going to flag this. I'm just telling you now. The inspector's going to flag this. So he was very honest. Like he pointed out what he knew was wrong, but they even agree, like, please get it inspected because we want to make sure that you're getting a fair deal and that, nothing horrible is going to happen, But yeah, things are looking up on the house. Christmas, I had a great time. Christmas Eve, I gorged, dude. I ate anything and everything. Dude, those peanut butter cookies with a chocolate star, I probably ate like 15 of those, like 20 of those. I
Yeah.
freaking I had some of your
Organic.
candy. Yeah, and then like I
Mm.
Destiny made homemade mac and cheese. I had meatballs, I had weenies, I had taco dip. I ate everything I wanted because I was like, fuck it,
Mhm.
it's the holiday, you know, it's like one
Yeah.
or 2 days. And so that was kind of nice to gorge a little bit, kind of like feel so full I feel sick, you know, like
Yeah. Right.
um I didn't drink, which is good. I didn't drink anything. Been pretty good about that. I didn't smoke at all. Nope. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
do anything. Um yep, no nicotine, nothing. And let's see, what else was I gonna say about it? Oh, I really enjoyed the dice game. That was really cool. You've played the dice game, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so those don't know what the dice game is. So there's this dice game, right? There's this game of dice. You know, you throw the dice, you get a roll, you pick a present. I don't know. Yeah, they know what it is.
I know I'm kind of rambling, but I guess I'll skip the dice game, but end it with saying I did win what I wanted in the dice game, which is like a Everyman Jack brand beard care kit. So it had like a
Mm,
shea butter and oil and like a beard wash and like a little
mm,
comb. I haven't
mm,
used any of it yet. I do have the same beard oil that comes in the kit already. So that's pretty sick. And then what I got from Christmas for Christmas was one thing. It was for my mom and dad, and it's kind of what I asked them to get me, a pit bull skull shaver. I'm gonna try it out this weekend. It's like this
mm,
little quad shaver with like a as Type C charger or whatever. And you just go and you just shave your head with it
mm.
instead of like doing a straight razor. And it's supposed to get pretty damn close to completely bald. So I'm gonna try that out this weekend. But
I
yeah,
immediately went to Pitbull made a razor brand or some shit. I'm like, oh,
no, it's
fucking
just like
Pitbull's got his hand in
their
everything.
logo has like a dog, and it's the Gold Pro shaver, like the better one
Mm,
of the few you can get, and I'm excited to use it because I'm thinking because I what I do every week, literally once a week on the weekend, usually after boxing on Saturday or Sunday, is I will clean shave with a razor my entire head, and that
mhm.
gets to be really it gets old, you know, it's annoying. So this thing I can just go hopefully be and just be done. And like it's not gonna be completely bald, but it's gonna be pretty damn close.
I shave my entire body with a razor, and that gets annoying. Let me tell you, dog. That's like an hour-long
Like your
investment
arms.
right there. Everything, literally everything. There's no only hair on my body right now is my head. That's it. But
I
it's a pain in the
armpits?
ass. Yeah, fucking. I am a I am
I
the
just
smooth
trim
pink of
armpits.
Duluth. All right, I'm like a seal
Just
down there, bro. I'm like a sea lion. All right,
Jesus
just
Christ.
kidding. No, I'm just being real. But it's a problem. It's
I
annoying.
just trim my armpits when they get ridiculous, like with scissors, and then
Mm,
I have been shaving my chest now because I'm actually getting some definition. It helps to kind of see it.
mhm.
Um, but I will never shave my legs. I have two fucking ham planets for
Bro,
thighs, and
I'm
it's a
telling you.
lot of hair.
First time I shaved my legs, and literally this is probably like 6 years ago, I couldn't even put on pants without excruciating pain because you don't realize because now it's fine because I don't have it. It's gone now, but you don't realize how much that hair protects you from stuff and how much colder you are. Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
fucking crazy, dude. Like
yeah.
I was literally like legitimately like I had to go to work, dude. I almost was crying. I had to put on pants because I'm like no, because they just scrape and there's. But once after like a week, it's fine. You get used to it. But yeah,
I think
don't
I
do it. I
shaved
wouldn't
my
recommend it.
legs once when I was in high school, and I remember it being horrible, and I never done
Yeah.
it again. I had never shaved my arms completely, but I will at some point once my arms get bigger.
Mm-hmm. You do look more defined, more toned.
Vascular. Yeah.
That's a little tip. Um,
But yeah, so
yeah.
Christmas all in all was good. I enjoyed my presents. Did you get anything?
I got some candy from my sister and then a present from my mom. Again, I don't expect anything from anybody, and I
But what
don't
did
want
you
anything
get?
from anybody. Money.
Oh, you just asked for money.
Yeah, and then I don't know, pretty much nothing else. Money that's probably just gonna go towards my car insurance and phone bill, which I think is the best way to spend your Christmas money. Yeah, just put it towards bill, you know. Fuck a Christmas present. I don't know. Just seems like the best use
Is your
for it.
insurance dumb cheap on your car?
It's dumb cheap. It's
How
dummy
much?
cheap. Go 40.
I hate you.
It's been 45, 50. What do you pay? 150? 100? No, wait, no, let me guess. You told me. It was like 100, right?
A
Less
liability
80?
110.
110.
It's not even
Damn,
full coverage.
pretty close. Not even full coverage.
And then
Damn, son.
I asked them, I'm like, hey, I'm 25 now. Is this ever gonna go down? They're like, no. It's also because of where you live.
And
So
do men get
Yeah, minutes
Okay,
higher,
so
and
let me ask you this: what if I do a little change teams?
yeah,
Do I get the lower rate? Listen, it's the questions we need to have answers to. This is important shit. If I
yeah.
swap teams, do I get a lower rate?
I'm assuming so. They would have to.
I
Um,
like that. Hmm.
Here's what I will say is I don't know what it would be, but I talked to my insurance guy like last week. So I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna be buying a
Mhm.
house and moving. So like everything's gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to change from renter's insurance over to homeowner's insurance and all this other shit. And he was like, oh yeah. And he's like, and you're gonna save a ton of money being in Wisconsin now, because when I moved down here, Jackson, my insurance doubled for my car because of the
Damn.
area I live
Oh,
in,
okay. That
how
makes
many
okay.
people
I
and
didn't even
shit.
take that in
Yeah, and so
consideration.
once
Yeah.
my zip code is up there, I think it's
Mhm.
going to be significantly lower. And then like, are they get watch them ask? They'll find this podcast. They'll ask and be like, "Are you going to be traveling for work?" No, I'm going to work
No.
entirely remote.
Yeah. I don't even go there. Yeah, you better be careful. That's some fraud type situation at this
Not
point.
really.
Just kidding.
Not
Nah,
really.
that's
Fuck
really no.
them.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, fuck them. What are they
If
gonna?
I'm
Fuck
traveling
'em.
once a week for work and they give me the Minneapolis rate, I'm going to cut my own
Mhm.
throat. Just
Yeah, right in front of them, all over their
yeah,
fucking body.
I'll just walk in the office. Hey, you're Jeff, right? Oh, yeah. Who are you? Oh, I'm Paul. You helped me with the insurance. Oh, Paul Fi. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, yeah. Watch this. There's fucking, you think you're doing? Yeah, just fucking bleeding out in the
Jesus
lobby.
Christ. I I wanted to make a little joke about our dad back there too, because maybe y'all had this experience with dads, but if dads are on the phone, they're usually pacing around the house doing nothing. But my favorite thing our dad does is he'll be pacing around and be like, "Oh yeah, he'll grab a random object, whatever, he'd be like, yeah, yeah, and then
Yeah.
put it down and walk away and just be like, what the fuck are you doing? He just does that all the time. I watch him when he's on the phone. He'll just pick up a random object, observe it, put it back exactly where it was, straighten it up a little bit, walk away. But no, it's just funny to me. Man does not like to talk on the phone. Get him off the phone.
I think he
Get him off the
does. I
phone.
think he likes talking on the phone. What he
I don't
hates
think
is
he does.
texting. He's a horrible texter. Like
Do
it'll
you,
be like, okay,
I?
like
I'll
one
show
word
you. Okay,
responses.
I can't show you a text. I don't have one right off the bat. I don't know what else he texted me, but he'll be like, "You have mail here." 2 minutes go by. You have mail here. 3 minutes go by. You have mail here. 4 minutes go. You have mail. I have these messages. It'll be 8. You have mails here within the span of 20 fucking minutes, and then he'll call me, and then he'll call me
Yeah.
after those messages. Be like, "Did you get my text?" It's like, no, what the fuck? And I'm just like, dude, he'll do that. It's funny to me though.
Do you
It doesn't
think
bother me. I just think it's
do
fucking
you think
funny.
it's a subtle way of him saying like he wants you to come hang out or talk to him because he's fucking lonely?
It 100% is, but like one of the times I was at work where I'm like, I can't, but no, I do interact with him. Yeah, that's one thing I do notice is he's definitely want to talk more once Mary has moved out. I don't want to get super into family shit, but yeah, and the
I get
dog is
it.
very sad too. But yeah, empty nest syndrome a little bit.
Yeah, I for
Creeps up
sure when
on
I
you.
when I move up, I kind of want to make it a regular thing, like every other week, either Des and I go to mom and dad's, or mom and dad
Hmm.
comes to our place and we just like have dinner. Like we
And
just make dinner.
how morbid it sounds,
And
but
you'd be
like,
anybody in the family would be welcome,
right, yeah, yeah. It's morbid if it sounds like we don't have a lot of time left with him. And as much as he annoys me on a daily basis, it's like a love hate kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think soaking up the amount of time I can with him is very important, which is why I kind of don't like living here, but it's also kind of a plus because I think
It is a
I get to
plus.
see him easily more than any
And
of
you
the
get
other
to see
brothers.
mom too, so
Yeah, right. Yeah, obviously mom too. Yeah, I can't just discredit wholly human being. But yeah, it's good shit. I'm gonna swap little topics. Paul, do you know who Mitten Squad is? You ever hear of Mitten Squad?
no, is that a YouTuber? What is it?
Oh, hold on. I don't wanna cough into the mic, but I gotta cough my lungs out. 1 second.
Okay. All right, he's coughing.
All right. Yeah. I'm back. Hopefully it didn't crash either. But Mitten
No.
Squad was a huge popular Fallout YouTuber doing the videos like, can you beat Fallout not killing anybody? One of the first guys that did that. Can you beat Fallout, only using the Ripper, or can you beat Fallout or Fallout lore, Fallout this? Literally millions of subscribers. He's been around for literally since I was a kid. I feel like he's been around that long. He did pass away about a week ago, unfortunately. It kind of
R.I.P.
broke my heart a little bit because I used to watch Mitten Squad's videos all the time. He mainly did Fallout content. He's easily one of the biggest Fallout YouTubers there is. If you're not into Fallout, you're not gonna really know much about him. I think it was due to like alcoholism, if I believe correctly. But
Failed
yeah,
liver or something.
that was the one YouTuber death. Mind you, I didn't watch him recently, up until his death. Like I haven't watched him in like months. But like I still remember, I think I've seen a majority of his videos legitimately. He made really good Fallout content, always just weird videos, some lore videos. But yeah, that kind of hit me. I was like, damn, Mitten Squad, my boy, he's gone. He's gone, man. Very sad, very sad. So shout out to Mitten Squad. You know,
R.I.P.
yeah, I thought you would know who he is, but anyway, I think if you looked him up, you'd be like, oh, I've seen some of these videos. But yeah, but
I probably have.
how do I say this without being a complete asshole? He kind of looks like Taylor from PKA, but when they started spreading his eyes out like Sloth, that's what he looks like. But he's a cool guy, That's kind of a dick thing to say. You can look him up and you can judge for yourself on that one. But
I'll never
yeah,
forget that on the PK subreddit. I'd go on there, and every time his eyes are getting farther and farther apart to the point where
it's
they're like
ridiculous.
off the cover photo.
Yeah, you were around during that time. I didn't start watching them until a couple years ago. But yeah, no, that's funny. That's funny shit. I don't know if y'all do I sound sick, Paul? Do I
Not
sound
really.
sickly? That's good.
Sound a little more dry, but nothing crazy.
That's what it is. But you know what's been saving me? If y'all are ever sick, you got to get the Zinkum, the cold remedy. This is the stuff right here.
What
You
is
take
it?
this
A pill?
No, it's pretty much literally just like zinc tablets, damn near. It's pretty much all it is. You just let it dissolve on your tongue, and zinc is supposed to like help stop colds and make them better. But you take one of these every 3 hours, and I have never felt better quicker than having taken these. So legitimately fucking lifesaver right here. And the first time in a while, I took getting sick very seriously in terms of okay, what do I need to eat and how much fluid do I need to drink in order to feel better? So I legitimately drank in the last 3 days. I'm not even joking, at least 4 gallons of water, which is why I gained like 6 pounds in water weight. I got on the scale and I'm like literally yesterday, bro. I got on the scale. I was like 162. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? And then when I came home from work, I weighed myself and I was at like 156. So I literally gained like 8 pounds of damn near like 6 pounds of water weight, just from that much. But I took getting sick. I made sure I got up on like all my probiotics, like really good yogurts, cranberry juice, orange juice, all that shit. Oh, and I literally made 2 steaks and 8 chicken breasts for those 3 days I was sick. And I swear to God, they heal you quicker, man. I mean, first of all, I'm gonna eat it all the time
Yeah.
anyway, but I made a priority to eat meat, and it worked. So if y'all sick, don't be lacking, man. Just get up
Yeah.
on your shit. Make sure what you're eating, because usually when I'm sick, I don't want to drink anything because my throat hurts, but I just chug water and it didn't matter if it hurt. You know what I mean? I
100%.
think it's very important. Sick
Uh,
care.
while we're on the topic of like fitness and diet, I guess I'll mention is like, so ever since I gorged, I think I've talked about on the show, my plan was to do a cut or a fat loss, and I started 2 days ago. I weighed in at
A cut?
140. A fat
Like,
loss diet, basically a cut.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry.
That's what the RP diet app calls it. And I
Okay,
think I'm overthinking things, but I want to talk to you just to get like maybe what you think. So
okay.
when I started it 2 days ago, I was like, damn, I need to count my macros, but I also need to count my calories to ensure that I'm not ingesting too many calories.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's wrong because RP diet was like, hey, so I set up all my diet and RP diet, what I wanted to do. It ends February 19th. So from 2 days ago to February 19th, I'm going to be a good boy and follow the macros because that's how RP diet does, is macros. But people are always like, oh, if you just do macros, it gives you an excuse to eat like shit. I'm only eating pretty healthy foods, like things that are on the RP diet app or things I scan with a barcode, and I make sure I track the macros and things that aren't super caloric. The only thing that I think that's really weighing me down as far as calories is that for a majority of my carbs, I just do white rice. And there's a lot of carbs in white rice, but it's on the RP diet app and I'm hitting my macros. So this is where I was getting confused because the first day, Jack, I'm like using my fitness pal to log my food and get all the calories, but also using RP Diet to log my food in there and get the macros, and nothing was lining up. I'm like, I'm not ingesting the right amount of calories, because remember, RP Diet doesn't do calories. It bases it on macros. And then at the end of the week, if you're not at where you're supposed to be for weight, it will adjust your macros or what you should be intaking every day. So what I'm
Mhm.
on with RP Diet is I weigh in every day. I have 3 meals a day. It's about, depending on the meal, it's like 45 to 50 grams of protein a meal. So it's about 140, 150 a day. And about 10 to 15 grams of fat around there, depending on the meal. And
Okay.
about between 65 and 70 carbs a meal.
Mhm.
And I was like, that's kind of a lot of carbs. But I was like, not really. If you're thinking about it, it's over like an 8-week period till February, and it will adjust. But this is where this is where I think I was playing with my mind, dude. Like, where it wasn't making sense is like, I need to stop trying to pay attention to the calories. As much as a cut, like, important it is to look at the calories, as long as I'm eating these healthy foods, I'll just log it only in RP Diet, because using 2 apps just isn't going to work. Using one to
Mhm.
get calories and the other one to get macros, it just isn't going to work. I'm going to let the diet coaching app, because it will tell you at the end of the week, hey, you're a fat fuck, we're going to cut down your carbs, or whatever it needs me to do because I log my weight every day. Now, this
Mhm.
cut, I started at 150 pounds. I'm down to 148. Now, whether that's actually true, it really says I'm down 0.3 pounds, because it takes into account water weight and everything. I do not track
Mhm.
my exercises in the diet at all. Um, but with that being said, it's having me cut to 142 by February 19th. So about 8 pounds. So I was going to ask you, like,
With
do you,
working out, I bet you're gonna hit that quicker than you think, because if you're not logging your workouts, it's gonna think that you're not working out. So I think you're gonna hit it quicker than you think if you keep on your workout and the diet.
yeah.
But
And
what
if I
did you
do
want to ask
that,
me?
well, I
Sorry,
guess
you
that's
go
kind of what
first.
I was asking is like, if have you ever done a cut, and do you count the calories, or do you just count macros? Like, what do you do?
Oh, I count calories. I'm not too concerned about macros. It's just pretty much basic. Is like, first of all, find your RMR, resting metabolic rate. I haven't found mine in a while. You can go into places and get it, done, or you can just kind of count it
What's
yourself.
that?
Your resting metabolic rate, pretty much what you burned from just existing.
Oh,
How much
I don't know
calories?
what
Because
that is.
okay, well, you probably just from existing burn like 2,500 calories a day, just from walking around and doing shit. So as long as you stay below that calorie limit, you're fine. I would find your RMR. You can either literally go to a doctor's office and they'll like put a like a mask on you, and like you'll sit in a room and they'll find out how much you burn just sitting there. Um, or what I did was just for a week I counted how many calories I took in for the entire week, and then I'm like, oh, or each day, and then I'm like, oh, this is how much I need to sustain. This probably wasn't exactly RMR, obviously, but now mine is pretty low. It's at like 2,000, I think, to maintain. So if I just stay below that, I can't gain weight. It's not possible.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, with you, I would
Like,
just
I've
keep your macros and make sure you're not going over your calorie allotment for the day. Obviously, I would
well, that's the
just
thing, is I don't
not even
count
put
my
in an app.
calories.
Yeah, I wonder. See, because I'm
I
so
just eat
used to
mainly
it.
healthy foods. And that's the thing, is like, I'm used to macros. I'm not
Hmm.
used to and I know there's somebody out there that's listening that's probably like, you need to be doing both. But it's like, if I'm entering it in the RP Diet app logging, it will straight up change
Tell
your
you, yeah.
shit. It's going to
Hmm.
tell you like, "Hey, you're hitting your macros every meal, and you have been for a week straight. Great. But something's wrong where you should be at this weight when really you're at this. We're going to cut, half your
Hmm.
fat and half your carbs." Because what I was running into, Jackson, is
Hmm.
I just did like, I went to a few basic maintenance websites where it would tell me what I need to sustain, like my maintenance calories, what I just need daily.
Yeah.
And I put in my height,
Uh,
my weight, and my body fat percentage, which is, I think I'm between 15 to 22% body fat. I'd say I'm probably around 20% body fat, maybe even
hmm.
less. And it says every website had me in between 1700 and 1760 a day for caloric intake. So what I was doing is I was like, fuck it, let's do about a 300 calorie cut.
That seems low.
That's what I thought. But I
You
was
said
like,
that's like girl calories, bro.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I said I was a male, and I'm also short though. I am short.
That's true.
And so I
Inches less than me.
so I
Hmm.
so what I did is I went into my fitness pal when I started, and I was like, hey, this is my maintenance. Let's do 1,500 calories, so 500 a meal a day. And
Yeah.
I was having a hard time lining them. I was not getting all my macros because I kept going over
Mhm.
on calories the first day. And that's when I talked to Travis, who's been on the cast. Shout out Travis for the help. He's like, don't fucking use two apps. He's like, you either count
Mhm.
calories or you count macros. He's like, just fucking count
Fair.
the macros and it will tell you. It's going to tell you like, hey, something's wrong. And that's when I maybe need to relook into the foods I'm eating. But I'm avoiding sugars. I'm trying to avoid things that are high calorie.
Mhm.
I've hit all my macros every meal so far. So,
That's good. I mean,
and
yeah.
half of my dinner is a protein shake. You know, that's like half my dinner is a protein shake because I get half
Mhm.
my macros for protein just from a protein shake with creatine. And then I'm just
Mhm.
having like an egg with a couple egg whites because I want to get the omega 3s and all the nutrients from the yolk of one egg mixed in with egg whites. And I'm still
Yeah,
hitting all
bro.
my macros. So,
Sounds like you really got it planned out well in terms of what you're eating. I kind of do the dangerous route. Here's that one doctor guy who just ate candy for an entire year, like it's all he ate, but he never went above his caloric intake, so he just stayed relatively shredded and never got fat. Because if you just, I mean, think about it. If you're a healthy grown male
your
and
body
you
will
eat and
adapt.
you only eat 1,000 calories of candy and you need 2,500 to survive, your body will adapt and just be like, whatever. You're gonna feel good. Trust me, that doctor didn't feel good, but like you could do it. It's just like, um, yeah, I think you're gonna hit your goal way quicker than you think, especially since you're eating really healthy. I've been struggling with the sugar addiction, especially with the holidays. All these sugary treats thrown in front of me, dangled in front of my fucking head. That's why I'm sorry, Mary. I had to give away a lot of your candy you gave me because you're feeding me into the grave. Like she's just fucking digging my own grave and kicking me in there.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I
getting me
hate
all
that.
fattened
Hey,
up.
Mary, shout out. Dad said I could have it because he didn't want it, but I took the Reese's cups out of there and the 5 gum.
Yeah,
Because
the thigh
I
gun.
was like, I won't go for any Reese's cups, but if they're white chocolate, I ate those on
Oh,
my way
white
back to
chocolate
Duluth. I'm
eggs.
literally in the
Yeah.
Buick driving back, and I'm eating those.
Nice, dude. That's good. That's fucking awesome.
Uh,
But yeah, I don't know what other
Because
advice I would offer,
that's
honestly.
fine. But can I also add? Did I
Mhm,
tell you this is my new workout schedule? Monday, upper body strength training. I have about 8 different exercises. Majority of them I do between 8 and 12 reps for 4 sets each. And
mhm,
then Tuesday, I do back to back boxing classes, a 45-minute lower body focus one, and then a 30-minute just straight boxing after that. Wednesdays,
mhm,
I just do one boxing class. Thursdays is my active recovery day, where I just today went and ran a mile and rode the elliptical for like 15 to 20 minutes. I'm trying to get up to a half hour, but I had this.
mhm,
Once you run a mile, dude, like my legs are just blown. And
mhm,
I'm proud to say I shaved my mile time down to 7:20 from 7:30. So 7 minutes, 20
mm.
seconds now. I'm getting closer to 7 minutes. I think I can do it here. Um, and then Fridays, I do lower body strength training. Again, 8 exercises, about 8 to 10 reps per with 4 sets. And Saturday, I do nothing now. Nothing at all. It's my full recovery day. I
Just
don't
eat
do
it.
anything I just need it. Because
Mhm.
before, I was just doing one day of nothing. But I think having a day of just active and a day of nothing is really going to benefit me. Because Jackson, I think I don't know if I told you this. When I went up there, because I was working out nearly every day, when I got up north and I wasn't working out that weekend, I was looking really good. I'm like, how do I look
Yeah,
this
bro,
good?
right?
Like, what the
That
fuck?
matters because your
Yeah.
body needs time to catch up and like absorb all the nutrients into your abs and whatever, and then you
Yeah.
look cut. Isn't
Yeah.
that weird?
Yeah.
That
And then
happens to me too.
Sunday,
Yeah.
I do a boxing class and then it repeats again. So I have an
Mhm.
active recovery day, one recovery day. So I'm going to be doing now again, I don't log any of it. And this is what I'm going to be doing for the remainder of the cut until February 19th. And we'll see how it goes. I'm going to stay strong. No
I
eating
think
out, nothing. No
baller,
beer.
dude. If you want to look cut, what I do every once in a while just to get pictures is no liquid calories for at least 3 days. You can have some water, very minimal, and then you take some pictures. Well, first take a pre-workout and then take pictures, and you'll be looking good with a good water fast. At least that's what I would do when you're done with the cut. You know, at the very end, you should do that because you're gonna be looking really good.
So a water fast, right? Isn't that what Dana White did? So it's 72 hours. All you drink is water.
You don't need to
That's
do
so
72
long.
hours, but I would cut out your like protein shakes and liquid calories completely, except for water.
So would you
Um,
replace what you're filling with liquid, so like protein shake instead of doing that to hit the protein macro, just eat more meat?
Yeah, just eat just something else to get your protein macro. Yeah, but if you, because you know you don't want to have that water, and then cut out salt because salt will retain water too. Like, just may cut it all out. If you do that, you're gonna. I'm just saying you'll look cut. And obviously a lot people when they do water cuts is they immediately gain it back. But if you're like sticking to your diet, you really shouldn't at all. But I'd look into it yourself as well. Honestly, Paul, uh, Kyle has a lot of good advice with cutting like water. I know it's dumb as sound, but also Derek does on his page too. It's good little stuff. But yeah, that's what I would do. Just look tone. But
I'll
no, I'm
try
excited.
it. My
Yeah.
my worry is, so I took photos. I'm gonna take photos each week, but
Hmm.
my worry is with the water fast is like, I get kidney pain when I don't have enough
Mm,
water
that's
from the
not good. Yeah.
surgery and the thing. And so it's like if that starts happening, I'm just gonna be like, fuck this. Like I still might drink a little water at least.
Yeah, no, I still drink a little bit. Like, I swish it in my mouth, spit it out, because that's all I get, just so I'm not like like thirsty, But
Yeah.
yeah, enough about workout talk. I think we're good on
Yeah, I
that. I
know.
have
It's
like
long.
I had like three other topics exactly about working out, but I'm like, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But did you see, Paul? FTP, fuck the population. They have their own record company. They've had it for about 6 months now. But they recently just dropped
They
Bones
do.
tape. Yeah, FTP and Bones, which I thought was pretty cool. It's called Grave Diggers or Grave Digger. It's a song. Really good, actually. I was very impressed by it. It's really old. I think you'd like it, Paul, because it's very old Bones flow with an old sound and type beat. It goes really hard.
What's it
Honestly, one
called?
of his it's just called Grave Diggers, I think. You just look up FTP
The
records, you'll
song or
find it.
the
The
record?
song's
Okay.
called Grave Diggers, yeah. But yeah, so Zach FTP, founder of Fuck the Population Clothing brand, has a record label now. He's signing people to all that. He's been doing that for about a year. It's really cringy though, seeing him on Instagram being like, "Oh, our song got 2 million plays, all without any industry help. Fuck y'all guys." Zach FTP, you dumb fuck. Your first song on your record label is with Chief Keef. No shit, it got 2 million plays, you fucking Momo. He's acting like he's doing something cool, like, oh, no industry help. Chief Keef has industry help since he started, you dummy. What do you mean? He acting like he came from zero to nothing with this record company, and it's just a little cringe to me. Like, he's flexing all these streams, and I'm like, bro, Chief Keef's been around since before you were born. So what are you talking about? Like, don't act like you made a cool record company. But no, anyway, I was just surprised to see Bones on there. Is a really good song, honestly. Very impressed by that. So I'm hoping to see more fucking FTP songs.
That is
It's
cool.
pretty neat.
Interesting.
Pretty neat
Do they have a
stuff.
music video?
No, they don't. They have a cool album cover, but I think they have music videos for the other songs. But yeah, well, that brand's making waves. It's coming up.
Hell yeah. Have you been ingesting any media lately? Movies, TV?
Yeah, I had one, but I fuck. Oh yeah, I got it down here. I've been watching a lot of snake and spider content, like people who own tarantulas and snakes and shit. Bro,
Okay.
you gotta watch some of those videos. First of all, they're funny as hell because people will be like, "Here's my baby," and it's a tarantula and it's hissing at him, trying to bite him and shit. Or they got like a 10-foot fucking cobra, or python,
Yeah.
and it's biting at him. They're like, "This is my baby,"
You
and
should
it's just it's crazy to me that these people own it because it's not like a dog where it bites you and you're like, oh, my dog bit me. It's
yeah.
like, oh, I got bit by this poisonous snake. I need to go to the hospital. I'm going to fucking die in 20 minutes. And this one guy, he's like, I got bit in the finger and it just started eating my finger away. And he's like, can't do anything about it. It's kind of waited out. I'm like, why do you own this shit, you psychos? Very interesting.
Look into bearded dragons. They're cute. They're fun.
Cool. I want some that's deadly, dude. Those tarantulas are fucking mean, dude. They're fucking mean. But would you that's what I've been watching is snake and spider content. Put it in the comments. Would you own a snake or a spider? I don't think snakes are out of the question, but a spider, you don't have to do much with the spider because they don't touch them, mind you. They don't pick those fucking things up. They're menaces.
Here's my stance on pets that don't have 4 legs and don't spend their entire life in a cage, especially me owning one that I had a bearded dragon for like 6-7 years. Basically, the amount of work you put into them, I feel like you don't get back. So like with a dog, you can play with them, you can walk them, you can cuddle with them, they'll sleep with you, they'll hang out, you can love them. But like something like a snake, it's like, yeah, if you like it like those ones that aren't poisonous and that are friendly and like they'll like crawl up your arm or they'll hang out. That's cool, whatever.
Mm.
But like I feel like even with a bearded dragon, I feel like what I put into the dragon, like I didn't really get back as far as like companionship. Like
Yeah,
I
you're
shouldn't
not.
say that. There were some days or days during the week where I'd take her out. She was just chilling on my shoulder, sleeping on my chest, and I'd play games. And that was kind of cool. I'd be like, hey, little guy. And I just
Mhm.
pet him on the head. Or I'd put her in my hoodie and she'd be all warm and
Yeah.
fall asleep. Cause like you just get them
Mhm.
warm and they'll just literally like fucking
Yeah.
pass out anywhere.
See,
It's kind of funny.
these animals you do not want on your chest at
Yeah.
all. Get
Yeah.
the
But like a
yeah.
tarantula, it's like, it's just, it's just the cool
It's cool.
aspect
It's
of
cool. It
having
is a
it
cool thing to
and
own.
looking and
Yeah.
like looking at it and it's on display in your house. Like to me, and maybe this is me getting old, I think at this point in time, the coolest animal you could have in a tank is a fish. Like I think a fish,
Mm.
like I would love an aquarium at my
Coral
house.
reef or
A
something.
coral,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, those take years to like, and
Oh, I
but those
know.
coral reefs are so fucking. I need to know the pH levels in the tank. Fuck that. I just want to put a fish in
It's
there and have them swim
important.
around. You know,
It's important. There's a
I
lot
don't
that
want to
goes
get
into
into
fish.
chemistry. A
Yeah.
lot goes
See,
into coral reefs, is what goes in any of
well,
that
yeah.
fauna that
Yeah.
lives in the fucking sea.
That is hard shit to do. See, I would only own a tarantula if it was within a cage within a cage. A redundancy, just in case one cage breaks and it gets out. I can't be having that thing anywhere near me. And people are always like, well, why'd you want to own a pet you can't pick up? It's like, I don't know, you can't pick up your fish and you still have that, right? So it's like, even you said it to me, Paul. You're like, don't get a pet you're not willing to touch. Well, trust me, the people, professionals, are not touching these pets either. So I don't
Yeah.
need to either. But wouldn't it be cool to have a big ass tarantula in the back just crawling around doing its thing? I don't know. I think it'd be pretty neat. Um,
And some
I think
people
it
out
gets
there,
sick of it after a while,
some
maybe
people
throw it
out there
away.
too that like hate cats. They argue like cats don't love you. They'll eat you right after you die. They're not
They will.
companionship at all. And it's like, yeah, I get that, but I don't know, man. Cats are fun to play with and they're super
They're down to
spicy.
earth.
Like they do
They
funny
are.
shit.
They're
Like and
assholes, a lot
yeah,
of them.
yeah. And it's
Oh,
like I'll never forget when Dynamo, I get home and she was like mad. I get home and she's just looking at me and she jumps up on my glass shelf, looks at me and just knocks my mug off. It's whoop
what
when
a
she was a
bitch.
kitten.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fucking
They have
shatters it. I'm like,
personality.
really?
They know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, because I was gone all day? Is that why you're mad? Because it was like the first week I left her home alone.
Oh yeah, dude, she's probably fucking heated. Yeah, no. How long do you think realistically, Paul, Dynamo would take before she would eat you after you died?
Pretty she'd pretty quickly eat me, I think, if she was
Within
hungry.
20 minutes.
As
That's
a
what the
fat
coroners
cat.
say. Like
Yeah.
within 20 minutes, they're gonna.
Yeah.
Dude, isn't that crazy? Dogs won't. They'll wait until they need to eat you, but cats, dude, they'll pluck your eye out within 20 minutes. Dog, you're getting fucked up, which is very common. They're menaces. I think they know too. They're like, fuck, I'm gonna eat this guy. Fuck, I'm just gonna eat this guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do the same to them, fucking bastards. But yeah,
That's
no, that's media that's I've been consuming is snake and spider content.
so I got a few
Huge fan.
things. I talk about this every week. I'm sorry. You're gonna keep hearing about it, especially fitness because I'm into it. It's a big part of my life now. And boxing. Oh, I guess I didn't mention I did hurt my wrist in boxing yesterday again, but whatever. I've been consuming Reacher season 2. It's great. If you haven't watched it so far, check it out. It's a good
Haven't
show.
yet.
It's on Amazon Prime. I watched a movie last night on Hulu with Nicolas Cage, the new Nicolas Cage movie, and it's called The Retirement Plan. Have you heard of this one?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Ernie Hudson's in it too. A few other kind of like Ron Perlman's in it. There's a few bigger actors in it. It's pretty good. It's your classic like daughter's in trouble, daughter and granddaughter's in trouble. Her father hasn't seen him in years. He's retired, living somewhere. They go to him for help because they're in trouble. And of course, he like the reason why he was a shitty father never was around because he was some fucking ex-government operative who just knows how to murder people. And this is Nick Cage's character. And so they come down to the Cayman Islands to get help, and they get because she's tied up with these people and they come after her and he's just fucking laying everybody out. Like he kills a dude with a dumbbell, he fucking breaks a dude's windpipe. Like it's just like it's ridiculous. It's just it's a funny hokey action movie. Ron Perlman, his character gets shot with a harpoon gun. I think that's pretty fucking funny. One thing I saw that I've never seen before is he kills one of these guys. He's like hiding in a boat and this dude dips his head in like to look inside, and all he had inside the boat was a flare gun, and the dude's mouth is open. He puts the flare gun in his mouth and shoots it, and it just starts melting his cheeks, dude.
God.
Like he's Fucking,
That's fucked
he was
up.
dead as fuck.
This is like a
Yeah.
G, PG rated.
This is
What are
a
we looking
rated
at
R
here?
movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
And the cartel's involved and all type. It's like a, at the end, there's a lot of like twist things that if you don't pick up on throughout the movie, which there are some hints, it'll kind of all come together at the end. The ending was kind of like not satisfactory in my opinion. I thought it was good, but as
Okay,
far as Nicolas Cage movies go, it's definitely probably it's decent. I
okay.
enjoyed it.
There's just too many. I don't know which ones are good. The Weatherman's the last one I saw that I really liked. That's
The
a while ago.
Weatherman.
Yeah. He's the weatherman. Everyone fucking hates him. It's pretty
Oh,
funny.
that's right. Yeah. How about the Family Man?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Where I think it's like I forget, it's like an alternate reality thing or something. I can't remember exactly. It's like what would have happened if he had never met his wife or had his family. He would be like completely
Mm.
different or something. I can't remember exactly. I almost remember that movie being sad. Um
Mm. Oh, Three
obviously
Members. That's another good one.
you
Happy
can't
Guys isn't that's a good one.
you can't go
Those are
wrong.
not real.
No, those aren't real. Honestly, in the last couple of years, the unbearable weight of massive talent in the movie Pig he did were very good. Pig was good because it's unlike any other movie I'd seen before. I haven't never seen like this weird, like he was an ex chef and he's living out in the woods now and he has a truffle pig and his pig gets stolen and he goes looking for his pig, and it's honestly a really sad movie, but I like that
You're
movie.
not hyping it up to be sad. Man's got his truffle pig stolen. I'm not sad for that dude at all. Fuck
No,
that. I haven't seen Mandy. That's one I want to watch of his.
I haven't
The
watched
Unbearable
all of
Weight
it. I've
of
only seen
Massive
some of it.
Talent kind of sucked. I
A lot
really
of
didn't
a lot
enjoy
of
it.
people either really like it or really hate it. I liked it, and I think it's
Fucking
because you got to
boring.
think about it for what it is. He's playing himself. It's a whole joke movie.
Yeah, I know, but here's how I would have done it perfectly. What's his name? What's that one other guy's name? Joel. What's
Pedro
that guy's name?
Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, yeah, Pedro. I would have made him the drug dealer and made him an actual piece of shit killing people, and then him, Nicolas Cage, have to like stab each other to death at the end or something. Wouldn't that be better if he was the serial killer
Yeah,
versus
but
they're buddies and they're doing things like I don't know.
well, they
It's
would
just
have to
boring
film
to
a
me.
majority of the movie differently then because they were too close being buddies. They made it like that would have been so
Well,
heartbreaking
that's
if you
why
had
it
to.
would have been cool if they were such
Yeah,
buddies the whole family, and he finds out he's actually kidnapped all these kids and he has to go and stab them to death or something. I
yeah.
don't know. I would have
Um,
personally. I would have had Pedro shoot Nicolas Cage in the head. That's how I would have finished it. Wouldn't that be odd? Why wouldn't Nicolas Cage want to die as himself in a
yeah.
movie? You know,
You can't go wrong with National Treasure 1 and 2. Those are fucking
perfect.
classics. Great
Greatest movies of
movies.
all time. Did they make a third one?
The
No.
Wicker Man was horrible.
Great
That's a
movie.
bad one.
I
Not
like
the
it.
bees, they're
No,
mine.
everyone knows the bees.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
bees. Willy's Wonderland was a letdown. Still
It
kind
was
of a fun
okay.
watch.
It was
You
okay.
if you just want nothing, if you want to put some on in the background, there you go. But other than that, you know.
What's another one I really liked of his? It was just on the tip of my tongue.
I can't really think of much now.
He's
Was
been
he
in
in Season
so
of the
many.
Witch?
Yeah,
He
that's a good
was. Yeah,
movie.
that's a good one. That's
It's
a
a
good movie,
short
bro.
movie. I think
It's
it's a
very
little
short.
short, but it's really good. Season of the
Yeah.
Witch. I
Yeah,
forgot
it's very
about
good.
that one.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Isn't Vin Diesel in that or something?
I'm trying to remember
Some
who
bald
is
guy's in
maybe
it.
it was Ron Perlman as his
No.
co-star.
Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah,
I
it was
feel
Ron
like it was.
Perlman.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say it definitely
They
was
must be
'cause I
good
remember it being
friends
good.
because damn, I think they're in a lot of movies together.
Yeah, dude, Nicolas Cage has been in. I gotta say at least even in the
Oh,
hundreds.
I thought
easily.
of what the movie was. Face Off. With
Oh
John
yeah, yeah, it's
Travolta.
good. Yeah, with
He's
John
got
Travolta.
the dual guns. Fuck that
Yeah,
movie,
yeah,
dude.
that's
Yeah.
a good one. That's a good one. That's
Um,
such a, that one actually is good. That's decent.
I like
That
it.
holds up.
It's hokey, but it's good.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the one Primal?
No, I've heard of it though.
That one's okay. Some of his, honestly, he's been kind of on a tear lately with decent movies, in my opinion. I
A
had
lot
never,
of them aren't bad.
I haven't seen Prisoners of the Ghostland yet, but I know he dies at the
Right.
end of it. He gets his head exploded, or no, his balls explode or something.
Oh Jesus! Spoiler alert.
Oh, a good classic one is The Rock with Sean Connery, where they're like
Oh
escaping
yeah,
the prison or
yep,
whatever.
yep.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, that is a good one. What's your favorite Nicolas Cage? Will we put it in the comments below? I'm gonna
Lord
go
of
National Treasure
War.
one.
Lord of War.
Oh, that one's fantastic with the guns guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Victor.
Based on a
Whatever
true
his fucking
story.
name is. Based on a true story. Yeah.
Okay,
Super good
one more I have to talk about. Did you ever see the one Next? It's called Next.
No.
it's
What
where
was
he
it?
can like see like what's gonna happen next, like in like the next 15,
Okay,
20
yeah.
seconds. And the ending to that movie pissed me off. And I'm gonna spoil it because you shouldn't watch it. It's a waste of your
Okay.
time. At
Okay.
the end of
Okay.
it, everybody listening, if you want to watch next, probably skip ahead about 5 minutes here. At the end of the
5 minutes
movie,
for a
no, at the end of
spoiler.
it, I think he can see like maybe it's like 10 minutes into the future or something. But anyways, he can change what's gonna happen based on knowing what's gonna happen. Like when like for instance, there's a scene where like a dude's about to shoot him with a sniper, but like he automatically knows to go behind the tree and shit like that. Uh but there is no ending to the movie. He's just like, don't worry, we'll take care of it. It shows what's gonna happen next, but then it doesn't happen because he's like because he
It's
can
over.
see what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so you
Right.
know it's gonna be okay. And I'm like,
Oh, you just
fuck
get
this
fucked.
fucking movie. It just wasted
Yeah.
my
Fuck
time.
that.
Um,
That's kind of like how I was with Final Destination. I didn't get any
those movies
fucking closure
suck.
on that one. They movies do suck. I watched it with some. It was terrible. They liked it, so I couldn't say it sucked, but it was really fucking bad. The first one, at
They're all
least.
bad. They're not good.
Yeah. No. Terrible. Terrible.
Um, so anyways, other media I've been consuming is King of the Hill.
Ooh, doing a little rewatch. That's my
Yep.
comfort show. Seen
I
every
ju-
episode dozens. I'm not even
So
joking. Dozens of times.
So I have to shamefully say I haven't seen every episode of King of the Hill. Only what I had on
Fuck you.
what I had on only what I had on disc, which I don't have anymore. But I think I had seasons 1 through 4, and I think
The
I
best.
borrowed 5 and 6 from Max. So I'd seen up
Like
to
13
6.
of them.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I know. It's all on Hulu, so I'm rewatching all of it, but slowly. It's like an episode a day kind of deal, maybe.
It gets worse, like most shows, but it still goes out strong. And I think the finale is one of the strongest finales of any TV show, in my opinion. But King of the Hill holds a very dear fucking spot in my heart. I love that, and I'm glad you haven't seen all the episodes because there's a lot of good ones in the later seasons that are pretty
Yeah.
fucking funny. I think you'll like.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm watching that. And then I'll mention one more movie that I've halfway through, but I've seen it before. You ever seen Jonah Hill's The Sitter?
Yeah, I've seen
Fuck
that. I haven't seen that in a
that movie.
while. That movie sucks, dude.
It's on
It's
Hulu.
not that good.
I think a lot of people shit on it. I think it's one of Jonah Hill's hidden gems. It's pretty funny.
It's Fat Jonah Hill. This is like what had to be one of his first like couple like dozen movies at
Yeah.
least, like for sure. Did that come out before? It had to.
It came out in like
after
2016 or
Superbad,
something,
right?
Yeah, it came out way after Superbad.
No, it came out earlier than that, right?
You think
Maybe
so?
it didn't. I think it came out like 2012 or maybe even earlier than that.
2011. Damn, you're right. Holy
I was
shit.
gonna say, yeah.
God,
I was
that's
like
crazy.
2016. That seems fucking recent because he's pretty skinny now, even then. I don't remember much about it, but I remember not liking it very much. It was very hokey.
I just think
He
Jonah.
was a dick bag the whole time.
Yeah, he's
though,
an
I think.
asshole.
Yeah.
Like he
He
comes
doesn't
into the
care.
restaurant and he's like, yeah, have you seen a little like 3-4 foot tall Hispanic boy in a leather jacket? And he's like, oh, and the guy's like a nice like fancy restaurant. Oh yeah, I haven't seen one of those recently. Or something. He's like, yeah, thank you, you fucking asshole. Like, yeah, he's just like a dick.
Yeah.
He's such a piece of shit. He's like downstairs watching TV, the phone's ringing. She's like, can you get the phone? He's like, Mom, the phone's ringing. She's like, can you please get the phone? He's like, Mom, the phone. Like, he's just being a fucking asshole. It's like right
he's
there.
a piece of shit. Yeah.
I don't
No,
know. I
it's a
think
good
that shit's
one.
pretty funny.
It's classic. It's a banger. It holds up.
God, I feel like there
I
was
have to
something
watch
else I was going to talk about regarding media, but it must not have been that important. But yeah, I haven't been consuming as much media though lately.
Probably for the best. Consumer media is bad. Bad for the soul, except for like spider and snake content. That's all right. You can consume
tell
that.
you what,
That's
I'm
free.
still addicted to Grounded, but I've been weaning myself off of it because I want to. I know I'm gonna have a hard time once I get to these big bosses like the praying mantis and shit. That I'm in the upper yard now, and I got a decent base halfway built, and I'm almost to tier 3 tools. I just need to go fight termites, which I'm scared because I haven't found them yet.
That was scary. I just can't sit down and focus on anything lately. That's been my real struggle. It's just not constant. We'd hear I'm just like, I want to move, I want to run, I want to punch shit. Yeah, that's been a problem of mine. So that's why I haven't played much games. No drive. And I wish I did because I like games, but just not right now, I guess.
That's fair. I mean,
It'll come back around.
Video games, you go through spells. It is what it is.
I do kind of want to play Lethal Company. It looks kind of fun, but I don't have friends to play it with, so I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? It's one of those games, but that does look fun.
What game?
It does look fun. Lethal Company.
Oh, it looks fun, but it's not really.
I just like horror. I just like multiplayer horror games. Will you ever play Outlast Trials with me? Because I think we'll have blast on that. That
Okay,
game's fucking
if we're
scary,
gonna
dude.
play either of these games, we need to make content though. Even if it's just we record it and upload it and don't stream it, like I think it'd be really
Yeah,
fun for us to play Lethal Company. Just go into it blind because I don't really know much about it. It's
yeah.
only 10 bucks.
I think if we went blind into Outlast, it'd even be more fun. That game's fucking terrifying. But yeah, we should do that. It would be fun content.
Yeah, I'll turn all the lights off. It'll be
Yeah,
scary.
get a little spooky. It is spooky.
Yeah.
Fucking spooky game.
My Saturdays have been really boring just because like there's no UFC. There hasn't been for like already 2 weeks, and there won't be because they usually do this during like holidays. They'll either have a week off, but during Christmas and January, it's always the biggest layoff for them because they get ready for the next year. And
Yeah.
January 13th is the next UFC event. That's already like still 2 weeks away, and I'm just like, because like I don't know
Mm.
what to do in my evenings anymore. Like I think this Saturday I'm going to either learn more about house buying stuff, play grounded, or work on some ceramic shit or some type of art.
Yeah, you just gotta fill in the gaps. That is a problem. Bring back UFC, please. But no, I've been going out and hanging out with a lot of people lately, so I've been filling up my Saturdays. I thankfully I
Have
have
you
the
been
weekend
spending a
off.
lot of money when you're out?
Not
No.
really, no. It's like I don't know. We just kind of go out and do shit, but I'm really not spending money. And also, it's like if I'm spending money, the person I'm with, it's understood that we're gonna pay separately. That's fine. And maybe once in a while I'll grab the tab or you grab the tab. But I kind of like that where it's just kind of an unwritten rule. What I'm gonna buy is what you're you know what I'm gonna buy. What you're gonna buy is you're gonna buy. Um, but yeah, not spending a lot of money. Not a whole lot. As much as
That's a good
anybody
thing,
else is.
man. It's good when you can go out and not spend money because when you realize, like, I feel like the reason why I don't really hang out with friends anymore is majority of the time they want to drink or do this, and it's like, well, my diet won't let me do that, and I don't want to spend money. And
Yeah.
like also like I do want to go I want to go to concerts, I want to do these things, but I'm also like it's like the worst time because I'm penny pinching for the house a little bit just to make sure I have more than enough money going into it and a safety net in case anything
Well, yeah. It's
happens. And
just
it's just
you're in that area, that stage where it's like you have the bigger priorities, and that's just gonna how it be, in this stage of your life. Thankfully, I'm not at that, so I have a little bit extra spending money, I guess, but I still
yeah.
try not to really spend. I don't go out to bars, and if I do, I'm not drinking at all, because I just don't do that. I'll just hang out. But yeah, that's been a real problem. Paul, just where do you bring dates? Like, where do you? I mean, like, because the problem is a
Well,
lot of
I've
them
been
don't want to
dating the
spend
same
money.
girl for like 6 years,
I
so
know, but in the past, where do you bring Destiny? Like besides restaurant
I still bring
or
her on
bar?
dates every once in a while. So beside
Like
a
what do you do?
restaurant or a bar, we go to a bowling alley. We bowl. That's pretty fun. That's like a
That's
fun
not
little
bad.
like day or evening thing. We go
Not
see a
bad.
movie. Usually with a movie though, you end up doing
Fun.
dinner or getting
Yeah.
snacks at the movie theater. So that gets a little expensive. Are you looking for like ones where you don't spend money or you don't care? Just any
Oh,
idea?
any idea? But movies are off limits because I don't like to sit next to somebody for 2 hours and not say anything. I just hate that. That's just the
Okay,
worst, at least in my
well,
opinion.
bowling
But
movie, and then up there now
just curious,
you got hatchet throwing at Skyline. I think they
which
introduced
is what I
hatchet
was
throwing.
looking at.
So I would try
Legitimately,
that
it
out.
sounds
I've
kind of
never done
fun.
that yet, but I'd love to do
Yeah.
that. Um, the colder months is a little harder, but during the summer months,
Right.
even just going through Hartley
Oh,
or
yeah,
going
doing
on a
canal
walk
and just
somewhere,
walking down there.
going to a canal, just going through the shops and checking
Mhm.
shit out. You don't have to buy anything. Maybe
I've
every time Des and I would go to Canal, the only thing we'd really usually buy is sometimes she would treat herself to something at Duluth Pack. We'd stop in there, but
mhm.
we would just go to Hepzibah's, the old candy shop I used to work at. We'd just get like a little truffle or something for like $5 a piece or something, even though they're like this
Truffle
big.
5 bucks. Yeah, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, but they're
goddamn, right?
good, and they have like
Yeah, enough
100
of that.
different flavors.
Um,
Get the key lime pie.
So one person has been taking me to like underground, somewhat metal shows and like pop shows, rock shows,
That's cool.
and
Yeah, that's another good
I
idea.
I
Local
search it up
metal.
online and I keep asking her, how the fuck do you find out these events? Because there's nothing online about them. I go underground
What did
metal
she say?
shows. She's like, I don't know, I just know people and know when they're happening, and I'm just like, I'm always asking him like, when's the next show that's coming around? Because I'm gonna go to it and bring other people and whatnot. Because there's some like decent underground metal in Duluth, but it's the advertisement is horse shit. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
these people push their shit. Like
Well,
you cannot Google concerts in Duluth and find anything.
Well, I think
it's
you
weird
almost
because
have to
they're
call
happening
the I
still.
think you almost have to call the bars where they play, like,
Almost, yeah.
Sir
Check
Ben
their
what
websites.
it's Sir Ben's they play, and then, like, Dublin's and
You ain't gonna see no metal show at Sir Vin's with those white I always
no,
thought I'm gonna
what's
get
the
up on
one
the
out
open mic and
west?
tear it up.
What's the one out west or in Lincoln Park that they always is it Curly's?
Yeah, that's one. There's a coffee. I looked at him. I'm gonna get up on the open mic and just tear it up and get kicked out of fucking Benedict.
Well,
Just give me a backtrack. I'm
that's
good
one
to
thing I
go.
regret about my trip in Norway is I really, really wanted to find an underground metal Norwegian black metal show. But
Mm.
again, they don't advertise it. I don't know
No,
anybody.
you don't.
I
You don't
couldn't
know.
find anything.
That's the problem. It's so bad at that. People need to start throwing up posters and shit, motherfuckers. Because I'll go to your show, but you guys gotta advertise that shit. It's like the other day I was looking, and I'm like, oh, I can't find any. And she's like, oh, I know of like 3 that are happening this next week, and I'm like, where? But anyway, yeah, that digress. Where do y'all take your dates? Let us know in the comments because I don't. All right, that's a problem.
Yeah,
But
other than what I've listed, I don't really know what else you could do. But also, what people really underestimate is just a night in, but doing an activity.
that's
Playing
true.
playing Connect 4 with a TV show you both like on in the background, playing
Hmm.
cards, ordering pizza, watching renting a movie because now everything's fucking on demand anyways. Or like art, painting. Go to Michael's, pick up 2 cheap canvases and a cheap thing of paint and a couple brushes and paint something. Um,
This is very good, Paul. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was just asking you what you do, but this is
that's
useful.
stuff
People
Des
use
and I
this.
do.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I might be doing ceramics and she might not be, she's always painting or doing something. And like tonight, I think we're still gonna do it. It depends though on how tired we are and if we want to, but it may not seem like an activity we do together. But tonight, instead of watching TV before bed, we're both gonna read our books. She's been reading the Matthew McConaughey book, Green Lights, about his life, and
Mhm.
I've been reading the Silo TV show. She bought
Yeah,
me
read
the
those
series
books.
of books, so I'm in the
Nice.
first book and I've been reading that. And we're gonna try to do some reading tonight, even though it's quiet and there's nothing going on. But have the dog sitting between us and just get chugging.
Nice. That's good shit. I assume she reads the whole book in Matthew McConaughey's voice. At age 3, I awoken or whatever. He's just
Yeah,
saying a bunch of nonsense.
that's when my
Yeah.
brain became conscious. Yeah.
That's a cool guy. He seems like the one guy in Hollywood that's probably not drinking blood, you
You
know.
ever drive a Lincoln?
You do good at traveling. Yeah. We'll go down there.
It's real smooth. You could feel it in the curves of the road.
Do the one thing. Haha, it's what I like about high school girls. They say they keep getting younger. I say the same age. Or whatever the fuck he says. Fucking
I don't
creep.
know. Be a lot
Dazed and
cooler if you
confused.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, haha, be like, cool if
Sounded
you
more like
did.
Bill Clinton there for me,
Yeah,
but
you did a little
yeah.
rapey there.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Well,
That's
to
funny.
smoke too many doobies. Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
Bill Clinton.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you. Yeah.
They
All I
let me
remember is
roll up a J in the White House. I didn't even get yelled at for it. They just let me do it. We turned the
just let me.
smoke detectors off.
I just remember that time he killed somebody. Wait, what do you mean? He killed that guy. Remember when he killed that guy?
Can we
Fucking
talk
Norm
about
Macdonald.
can we talk about when Matthew Broderick killed those 2 women and got off?
Oh yeah, I just got away with it, scot free. No one gives
He
a
was in
fuck.
like
Yeah,
Ireland or something. He was driving on the wrong side of the road. Apparently wasn't drunk, kills a mother and her daughter, and just gets off with like a reckless
yeah, oh, yeah, he
driving
does.
ticket.
What is Norm do to Caitlyn or maybe it wasn't Norm, but someone from Caitlyn Jenner? They're like, "What do you think about Caitlyn?" Oh no, it's Tim Dillon. They go, "What do you think about Caitlyn Jenner? I don't know much about her, but I know she's a fucking murderer." That's all he says. That's it on Joe Rogan. She is. She hit that guy and kept going. Another one got
That
away with
is
that.
true. I feel like it's fake because this is what we're always told with driving in laws is the pedestrian always has the right of way. So if you fucking hit somebody and kill them, you're gonna have you have a legal problem. But then like you
Mm.
see all these people with a lot of money getting off, which I just think's ridiculous. But that just goes to show, man, eventually money gives you a little bit more power than the common folk have. But hey,
Oh, really?
I've been
I can't believe
speaking
that.
of
I'm just kidding.
speaking of Caitlyn Jenner, I've been seeing some photos circulating, and I feel like it's fake. Is it true that like she's back being Bruce?
I hope is she in jail? That's all I care about is if she's in jail or not. And
Yeah,
she's not.
she killed that guy. Yeah.
I don't know how you can swap. I mean, once you're on the hormones, I mean, you could stop them, but there ain't there ain't reversing that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are a lot of people that end up regretting that, huh? And I'm not saying like don't do it to anybody, but like there are a lot of people you read about that end up doing the whole gender swap, whether it involves surgery or hormones, and then it's like 10 years later and they're like, what have I done?
Yeah, it's very. I don't know how common it is, but it's definitely a thing because I'm seeing some trans people right now, and they seem to be okay with it, you know. And I don't think they're gonna swap, but who knows? You know, who knows what can happen? But yeah, I always get a. It was kind of funny because I was with this one girl and she's trans, and we were at Super One, and this nice old lady. I was looking pretty much exactly like this, minus the Trump shirt, by the way. Make America Great Again.
Jesus
But she
Christ.
comes up, yeah, make America great again. Really is what we're trying to promote on this podcast. We're a Trump
No,
podcast.
no, 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 no,
Next week I'm
no.
coming in a Biden, and the other week I'm coming in a Clinton. So just calm down,
Everybody,
calm down.
everybody that's listening, we support anybody's
Settle.
political views, and we don't let it divide us because we're not fucking scumbags like half the parties in the politics. We believe in, you can believe in whatever you want to believe in and vote for
Settle
whoever you
down
want to
there.
vote for. I support everybody. You're
Listen
allowed
to
to have your
viewer.
own opinion.
Listen,
America.
viewer. Settle down there a little bit. Take a. I just need to bring it down a little bit. I need to let him know. Anyway,
It's a forklift.
this old lady comes up to us in Super One, or excuse me, Sam's Club, and she's like, "Now I see y'all are a little bit different, and I just want to say, I really appreciate what you're doing, and you're being yourselves. You're very creative. You guys are being very creative." And I'm like thanking the old lady. I'm like, whatever. Thanks, old lady. Get out of my face. No, I was very nice. She was not having it. I was very respectful because it's a nice old lady. I was like, whatever. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. And she goes out. She's like, creative? That bitch just clocked me for being trans, son of a bitch. And I'm just like, I just busted out laughing, and I'm like, oh, really? I'm creative? Oh, and just fucking haymaker the old lady into the ground, into
So
dust. But I thought that was kind of
I'm a
funny.
bigot and I always mess this up. Educate me. This is a transition to a female.
Yes, male to female. That's
Okay.
correct. Yeah, there's
I
nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not a bad
know.
question.
Well,
Yeah,
I fuck it up all the time. I don't know why. It's just like
no,
also too like I don't pay attention to that stuff really because I could care less.
I
Like
could
I could
care
really
less too.
like I could
Yeah,
care like you come up to me, I'm gonna be nice to you as long as you're nice to me and
Mm.
you respect me. I'm not
You know
gonna.
what creeps up on you? I also know people that I just hang out with them, but they go by they them pronouns. Oh man, that's hard to remember, dog. It's like that's fucking difficult, and they don't get mad when I go
Well,
she,
they
but
shouldn't.
like
No one should get
no,
mad.
they don't get mad, but I can tell they don't even say anything. But I just catch myself immediately. But that one's a tricky one. Gets ya. I won't. I'm sorry, but I will not do a zer, a zim, a he, a bing, a bing, a binga bango bongo. I don't want to lead a Congo. I'm not doing any of those. I'm just not. I don't want it. All right. I'm
Well,
just I'm over it. It's they, them, she, her, and
what's
he.
they
That's
them?
it.
Does that mean that they don't identify as either? Like I don't fucking get that. That's what
I don't
confuses
know.
me.
Ask
Just pick
ask them.
one.
It
Or
confuses me too, and I'm swept up in it, and I have to be swimming in this sea of nonsense. It's frankly fucking nonsense. You're adopting an identity with virtually no rules. It's very dangerous to put it. I'm just kidding. I'm being a complete asshole, but I hope they don't see
sounded
this
like Jordan
shit.
Peterson.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, that was my
Due to
main
the
basis.
ravages of socialism, these two girls have to share one cup. Yeah, he's
Fuck
crying.
you. That's foul. That's yeah. Fuck.
He's like tearing up, like he's just bawling. Due to the ravages of socialism, or
You know.
due to the ravages of socialism. Yeah,
And he just came up to me. See, this is why it'd be good to cry on cue, because you could do a crying Jordan Peterson. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. It's great.
kind of sounds like Kermit a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, that's all I got for that, though. Probably shouldn't say anymore before I out more people.
Wait,
I've already
that's outing?
segregated.
That's a thing?
No, I know. I meant harass more people. Is more
So
like
what
it.
I'm just curious for like educational purposes for people listening to and myself being an idiot. Like,
Okay.
is that something people who do transition try to look for is not getting caught as being transitioned? Like they want to be obviously they want to be said other gender, whether it's male to female, female to male. Do they really just like obviously try to alter their appearance so much that it's really hard to be caught between? And why is that? That's not to trap people, right? That's just to be who they feel, who they feel they are.
I don't think any of them are trying to trap people, and I don't think a lot of them are trying to trap people. They just want to look a certain way, and that's all fine and dandy. But yeah, I guess you don't they don't want to be clocked as a if they're doing that. That's just not something they want, obviously, because they're trying to present that way, and that's fine. They don't get mad about it, I guess. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Just kind of want to look their way. I don't think anyone's trying to trap anybody. Most people don't realize that. Most people are pretty upfront if they are or aren't. Plus, if you can tell, you can tell. If you can't, you can't. They just want to exist, man. That's pretty much it. What it boils down to. Um, and yeah, we've talked about there's a lot of gender affirming care being banned and stuff like that. I don't want to even get into that because frankly, I don't really fucking care. And frankly, maybe it should be banned for kids under 18. I don't know. That's not really a crazy thing to fucking say. But yeah, they just want to appear a certain way. They ain't trying to trick nobody. You know what I mean? It's just androgynous. A lot of them just look androgynous.
Yeah. I feel
But
I feel totally aside from the gender thing, whatever, different topic in a way, is I feel like they should just change the age of an adult to 21. Make it everything.
perfect.
Just make everything a
Perfect.
clear cut 21. And honestly, dude, like you can leave the driving at 16 and whatever, but
No. Put
you'd
it
raise
up to
that
put
to
that up to fucking 18. Yeah. Fuck. Dude, give me a car at 16. Who the fuck are you? I mean, I guess I didn't get in an accident,
I
but
will
that
say
was dangerous.
this. When you have your own car in high school, and because I mean, like, if you change it to 18, there's going to be some 18-year-old senior year that have them, whatever. But when you have your own car, man, I should have
Well, it's
not
really
been
important.
doing shit I was doing,
No.
even though I
No,
didn't
I
do
shouldn't
any
have.
drugs or drink or anything in high school. Like, I was just like, shouldn't have been out that
Perfect.
late. And, like, I just,
Yeah.
it's bad. Like, I'd show up to freaking math class. I was never late ever, but then my senior year, I slacked so
Yep.
hard. I'd never go
Soon
to
as I got a
class.
car, I ain't showing up on time. I had gym first period and she would help me out senior year, but I would show up fucking with 10 minutes left of class and she'd be like, go do an exercise and she'd give me full points, just help me out because she knew I was depressed. But yeah, I know. Once you get a car, yeah, once I got a car, it's like, oh, I gotta go number 2 at school. No, I'm gonna drive home and then come back. And I would do that and I would just get away with it. It's fucking
And then
wild.
it's funny, in college, I was always 15 minutes early to every class. It's like, I'm paying for this shit. I'm gonna be here. Like,
Oh, I'm gonna be here, motherfucker. No, I'm gonna be there. Yeah.
And I just
Uh,
remember, shout out Reese if you're listening, one of my good buddies from college at LSC. We would be in foundations of computer information systems. So foundations of CIS is like one of the first courses you take at LSC for like any type of associate's degree in like computer stuff there in
mhm.
IT. And we had Mr. Gustafson, and it was usually only me and him that were on time, that were there every single day. I think him and I maybe missed a total of 1 or 2 classes the entire 2 years in school, of ones that were in person.
Right. Well,
Um,
damn right. Why would you miss any unless you're fucking sick as hell? If I'm paying
well,
for it, fucking I'm going.
that's what I don't, dude. That's what I never understood. And I totally get like getting cold feet and backing out. But there were a lot of people, dude, that went into our program at the beginning. And I think maybe like 15 graduated after the 2 years. Now,
Damn.
don't get me wrong. Some of those people might have just been like, oh, I'm going to take a year off, or something came up and they need to
Maybe they went to a
take a
different
semester
program.
off. Or, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of them, dude, it was like after even a week, a huge cutoff. Like the room was so full, I remember, for one of Vicky's classes, one of my professor's classes, that we had to get extra chairs and seats. Like it was so overflowed. And like a week later, like
Ghosting.
not even half the desks were filled because people just, I feel like people just get that student loan money and they fucking dip.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of fucked up, but I
Yeah.
guess, yeah. I don't know
It's
how
like,
often
you
that
have to pay
happens.
that shit back.
At some point.
And what I don't understand is the majority of the loan providers give you that money. It's almost as if they want you to do something with it instead of using it for school. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard about that.
It's so
Yeah, it's just
predatory.
so
Student
yeah,
loans are so
it is very
predatory. And
predatory.
that's why I agree that like you should have to take out any loan, you should have to be an adult. You can take out a credit card, but it should be like to a certain limit before you're 21. But like that's the problem, man, is like the loans are so predatory. You got these 18-year-old kids like, oh, I'm going to go to a 4-year degree in something I barely know anything about. Seems interesting. And then they get halfway through it. They're like, fuck this, man. This is not what I want to do. And then they're tens of thousands of dollars in debt, sometimes more, depending on where they go. And then they repeat the cycle by going to a different program. Like, dude, I know a friend of mine well, friend from high school. We don't really talk anymore, but dude, he kind of fucked his life up, dude. Like, kept dropping out, kept changing programs, kept switching, and he told me at one point, he's like, dude, like I barely finished 2 years of college, and just because of all the constant switching and stuff, he's like, I'm $150,000 in debt, and that's like counting books and all this other shit. I'm like, dude, you are 21 or you're
Holy fuck.
19. Like, how do you, or
Mm.
19, 20, or whatever he was, really young. Like, bro, like my entire degree was like 16 grand plus books for 2 years. And like, and I get it. People switch. I get one switch. I get maybe two switches if it's really, but if you keep fucking switching and not, the big part's finishing. Like, I know people that would go to 3 of their 4 years of school and be like, I don't want to do this. It's like, dude, at that point, you're going to have to pay that much fucking money back. Tough it out to the end and get the piece of paper that said you did it, and then go to get a different degree then. You know what I'm saying? So then you could at
Yeah,
least say you
no,
have 2 degrees. But a
just
lot of
seems
people are just
lazy and
like,
dumb.
I don't think it's lazy. I just think it's like, I wish there was a better way people had to gauge what they could end up doing. Like if we had some master tests that would tell you like what you would be best at. And I wish like high
Oh,
school and stuff focused more on that instead of standard things. Like I get the whole English, science, math, but I think up to a certain point, like 10th grade, they should start letting it be more creative. What are you interested in? Woodworking, carpentry, construction, any type of trade. Are you interested in healthcare? Whether it be like fitness or like some type of doctor. Like I feel like 10th grade, you should do all the basic stuff up to that. Have no electives 9th and 10th. It's just all math, science, English, the basic like 4 or 5, history, all that stuff. But then when you get to like 11th and 12th grade, it should be like open electives, but they offer more of it. Like carpentry, all those things I was talking about, anything under the sun, they should have something for it at every school, or at least some options that you focus on, because that would help gear kids towards what they like doing, what they not like doing. But the problem is they get right out of high school, they didn't, all they got to experience was a few electives, things they liked, and then they jump right into a 4 year degree and they fuck themselves, you know, like
mhm.
because it ends up something they don't want to do. I know I'm kind of ranting and it's towards the end of the show here, but like,
No, you're good. If you wanna talk about school reform, we gotta do it at the beginning of the podcast because we can talk about it for fucking hours. Like,
I
once you delve
know.
into that, yeah, no, and I agree with everything you're saying. It's scary, yeah, and that's what I kinda try to avoid, and I actually know kids that did the exact same thing you're talking about, just kind of jumped into something they had no idea they wanted to do. But yeah, it's at some point criminal to let a kid take out 100 grand in debt.
There should be a
That's not
fucking
even
limit or
21
something,
years
dude.
old.
Like,
That's a little
I
fucked up.
I know, like of one person that ended up going to an Ivy League school, and there was a few that did from East that were in my class, and one of them dropped out, and I like, because I was curious, I just went and looked up like the Ivy League school. I think it was Princeton or something, and I was like, what was a degree in that he was going for? Because I know what he's going for. What would that be? And it's like after 3 years, it's like $400,000, and I'm just like, that's not even the full
What?
degree.
Yeah, I'm missing the full degree. It's just give me the full degree. Yeah, I'd be foaming at the mouth from that. That kid got dunked on.
For any of you youngsters listening out there, if you are considering going to college and this sounds like something you might get trapped in, go to a community college and just do your generals. Get it out of the way. If you don't end up pursuing school anymore, whatever. But if you do, that gets away all your math, whatever you'd have to do in college, and you get to do just the stuff you want to focus on should you transfer to a 4 year or do a different 2 year trade.
Mhm.
But then I say
That's
that
good.
there are going to be people out there that do their generals and they're like, oh, well, I want to be an electrician. And then none of that shit you just did matters, but at least you have it. Like you'd have
That's
two AA
life.
degrees. Yeah.
Life's a bitch, man. It's gonna be how it is. Yeah.
Well, Jackson, I'd say I'd call that a show. Is there anything else you'd like to say or talk about? Tell
I
the
think that's a
people.
good show. Nothing much. I just really want to reiterate RIP Mitten Squad. Fucking really cool
Rest in
dude.
peace. I'm
OG
going to check out his
YouTuber.
content. Pretty sure
So
I've seen
yeah,
him.
check out that stuff. And as always, listen to Rush's Presto. And that's all I got. Like, subscribe, comment. You want to be a guest, let us know. And I'll let Paul wrap her up. Wrap it up.
One quick thing I want to say, if you are good at making beats, specifically anything 80s or synth sounding with no vocals, just a basic drum and bass or anything, I am needing some stuff for some content on the channel. Feel free to email us at gutterballbusiness@gmail.com, or even just comment below being like, hey, I know how to do this stuff, and let us know where to contact you. I'll get in contact with you. You will be compensated. I just need to find someone that's reliable and will get me these things in a timely manner. But obviously, I'm probably going to end up doing it myself if nobody reaches out. Thank you so much,
Right.
everybody, for for listening. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Subscribers, we appreciate you. We love you. We appreciate our regular listeners. The biggest thing you could do, though, if you are subscribed, is to like and just even leave a comment. Comment about something we talked about. Contribute something. If you want to be on the show, let us know. And that was Gutterball 80. Have a great weekend and Happy New Year. Whoa!
Oh, it is a happy.